Hello there everyone and welcome to a new review on the channel. And today we are going to be looking at something that came out a while ago but is still very interesting to look at because I find it phenomenally good. I think it is fantastic and I think that for the main routine that it offers, I'm not a big fan of the others, but for the main routine that it offers, this has a ton of potential and it's incredibly fun to perform. And of course that is Easy Tones by Rich, Relish, and Murphy's Magic. We're going to roll the intro right now and unpack everything that you need to know about this effect. Perfect, so decide to stick around, which means you want to learn more about Easy Tones. So what exactly is Easy Tones? Easy Tones is a deck of palette cards that will allow you to do a multitude of different mentalism effects and mentalism pieces. Now, I won't be able to do the entire thing for you because I don't have an actual spectator here to do this with, but you would introduce here a deck of palette cards. This one we don't even need, but you would introduce a deck of different palette cards, and every single one, I can show it here to the camera, every one has like a different name on it and different colors, etc. Right? You could even show, this is a really nice display, you can show like this to show all the different colors and that it's not the same repeating colors. And the way that I perform it is I have a spectator say stop as I go through. Let's say they say stop here. I say excellent. Take this card and look at any name on and any like color on the palette. So they would proceed to look at any color on the palette. And I would proceed to read their mind as to what that specific color is. And I say, excellent, we're gonna try this again, but this time a bit differently. Take out anyone this time. They're gonna take any card that they want out of the deck. And you say, this time I want you to focus on the big name. So the name here rather than a name of a color. So focus on the name of the entire thing. You'll be able to reveal what it is. And then afterwards you tell them, so now what I want to do is I want you to look at any one of the colors. Make sure they're different to the colors that you saw before. Are they not? They're going to confirm yes. Pick any of them. Just think of any one of them. No restrictions. Just put one in your mind. And then they're going to go for whichever one. And then you proceed to do some direct mind reading. You tell them, this is not an object, isn't it? They're going to say no. You're going to say, yeah, that's what I thought as well. This is also not an action. This is not something that you would do with your body necessarily. Am I correct in saying that? They're going to say yes. And you say, you remember I put this prediction on the table from the start. It's been here the entire time. And at this point, you still haven't revealed the color. So you just open up the envelope and you tell them, look, can you see what's inside? There's one single card, correct? Nothing else? I've not even named what it was, and you've never confirmed to me what the color you're just thinking of was. What was it? They're going to say reflection, and you show that you predicted reflection. And that is the routine that I like to do. It's a technically 2-phase routine or 3-phase routine, depending how you want to see it, that I think plays extremely well in live performance and delivers quite a big impact, okay? So now that that's out of the way, let's talk about where you buy this, how much does it cost, and what do you get. So you can buy this from any Murphy's retailer. So this means that your local magic shop or your favorite magic shop will most likely have these in stock. These will set you back 35 USD, which is around 48 to 50 Canadian dollars. And what you get with your purchase is this. You're going to get this big box. Inside of this big box that's very well produced, you're going to get a link to the tutorial video. The tutorial video is like with other Murphy's releases. It's separated in different chunks of around 45 minutes to an hour, and it's with Rich Relish and Craig Petty, and they're going to go over a ton of stuff that you will need to know in order to perform the actual effect. It's nothing too complicated. Personally, did I watch the entire 4 hours of instruction? No. I watched maybe the first 45 minutes, and then when I understood the principle, I was like, you know what? I have an idea of a routine I want to do with this. That's what I'm going to do. So that's exactly what I did. I just built my own routine knowing the principle that I want to do and that I like and that I want to perform. So yeah, but I did check the table of contents and there are a ton of magic effects and mentalism effects presented to you in there. So you get the tutorial, the nice box, then you also get this, which is your box for the cards, and then you of course get the cards. The cards are beautiful. As you can see, every card is beautifully made. The colors, their names, the palettes, everything. And this display here, when you just show this, is very nice. Like, look at that, how nice that looks. It looks very visual and very unique. Rich Relish also punctures his cards to have them in kind of a ring. So if that is something that you would want to do, you could do it. But you're going to get your cards. They're very well produced. They're not plastic, they're normal cardstock, but they should last you a pretty long time. You also get a few extra cards that will allow you to do this reveal if you want it with words, or you can do it with images. You're also going to get some other cards like blank cards or double facers. And then you're also going to get one of these, which is something that I made up myself, which is a very easy way. We're going to talk about difficulty in a moment. To do the name reveal is a very easy way to get the crib that you need, because you can just show the cards and you say, oh, look, we have here the advertisement of the company. We don't need that. And you just throw it to the side. And I've performed this routine a dozen times already since I've purchased it, and I've done that every single time. Not a single person picked up this or wondered what it was. Everyone knows, as you show, there's one card different. Say, oh, this is their marketing card. We won't need that. You place it to the side. No one cares. So you get that as well for you to help you in your routine. Okay? So now that you know everything that you get, let's talk about difficulty. So how difficult is this to perform? I'm going to talk about the main aspects of the trick. All the other routines, they have some slides, they have some moves, they have some things going on. But for the main intricate part of the routine, which is first revealing any name of a color on the card, so any thought of long word on the cards, is pretty easy. You can memorize them all if you want, but personally, you have this. So why would you? And the way that you can use the way that I did, I just took one of the advertisement cards, glued the crib on it, and used this as a thing at the start to just throw this away on the table. And as they think of a card, I devised a handling that you can use in order to get your cards there. Now, to get the name of the color, there's also a marking on the back that you can use. The marking on the back is a bit complicated. In my opinion, it's a bit too much to think about. You know, when you want to see a marking, you just want to glance, see the marking, and go back and know what you need to know. Here you have to think a bit, you have to cross-reference a bit. So I think that this is just an easier option. So for the part where they select any palette and they think of the longest color, is pretty easy if you have the crib at hand. For the other part, which is knowing the name of the entire palette rather than just one color, that is self-working. That is beginner level. Anyone can do it. You show it to any one of your friends. You even show it to a 7-year-old kid. They will be able to do that. It is self-working and super easy to do. Then for the last part, which is either mentally getting it, or with a prediction like I do, or with an image that you have, depending however you want to do it, to reveal then the card, the color that they're thinking of on the card. They have a free choice, and this time it's not the longest word on it. It's any color. That one is pretty easy and self-working as well. It will need a bit of practice, just a bit, but if you've been in mentalism for, more than a year, you probably do it second nature like that. So overall, this is pretty beginner friendly. So I would say it's pretty much beginner to intermediate level. In terms of practicality now, first of all and always, we talk about carrying capacity. To perform this effect, all you need is this. So yeah, you just need this inside of this and you're good to go. So as long as you have your pack of cards, you are good. You can add one of these prediction envelopes if you want, but you're not obliged. You can just use your pockets or have other methods to reveal the information. But even if you want a prediction envelope to add to it, this is all you need to carry around, which is very pack small. For around a 3 to 4 minute routine that you can get out of this is pretty good. In terms of inspectability, the cards are not inspectable. Depending what you are doing, the cards will or will not be inspectable. If you want to do the routine only with the long word, then the cards can be examined. If you want to do the whole thing, the cards will not be able to be examined. But if you present it correctly, there should not be a need for them to be examined because of how free every phase is. There shouldn't be a need to be examined, but they cannot be examined in their entirety. They will find stuff quite easily if they do. In terms of angles, the angles are pretty much 360 for the routine. In terms of table, you do not need a table at all to perform this routine. In terms of reset, it is basically not an instant reset because there's a thing that you need to do if you do it like I do with the crib and whatever. that will take you around 2 to 3 seconds. So I would say the reset is 2 to 3 seconds, but if you perform it in some of the other ways that they teach you in the tutorial, the reset is pretty much instant. Now that we've covered that, where would you perform easy tones? Easy tones can essentially be performed on any close-up scenario. This is great for table hopping, walk around, etc. Yes, the outcome for some of the aspects of the routine will always be the same, so have to be careful about that in some regard. But it can still be performed walk around, table hopping. You can easily do this in parlor, cabaret, and if you want, you can easily do this on stage if that is your thing. You know, you could have a big painting and paint something, or you can make this play big if you have some things that you may want to do with it. It is within your possibility to do it. So now that we've covered all of those bases, what are the positives and negatives of easy tones? First, we're going to start out with the negatives. What are some of the negatives? There's only one. One of the negatives is that the cards are not fully examinable because of the method and the ease that the method has in order to function for a part of the routine. The cards are unfortunately not examinable. Do they need to be? No, because the routining is very straightforward and simple. But if you are someone that loves to just leave your props on the table, this is probably not one of them that you can have examined. But I don't think that your spectators would want to, because I've performed this quite a few times and no one has ever wanted to examine them, okay? In terms of positive, it's unique. It's new, extremely well produced. It's a fun effect to perform. It's direct mind reading. It's a unique mind reading as well because you're going with colors and words and a bunch of different stuff. It has a ton of routines available to you. Whether you like magic or mentalism, you'll have routines there to do. And it's something that I found that spectators really like. Every time that I fanned the cards and I showed the amount of colors, everyone's like, oh wow, that's so beautiful. No one has ever doubted what this is or doubted its legitimacy of what it is, because it's so easy to just justify it as a palette color design and that's it. So overall, a ton of positives for it as well. Would I recommend easy tones and what do I give it out of 10? I would heavily recommend easy tones. I really, really like this. It's something that I've started to perform more and more, and it's starting to go in my backpack much more often than I thought because I really, really like it. So I would heavily recommend it if you're into mentalism and you want to add a small touch or a small routine with colors. I think it is fantastic. So what do I rate it out of 10? Easy tones, I'm giving an easy 9 on 10. I think it is great, I think it is fun, and I think it is extremely well made, as are all of Rich Relish's effects. I really like his thinking, his simplicity. I believe I own every single one. I own Compass, I own Sequence, and I own this, and all of them are of utmost simplicity, but of utmost brilliance, which I love. Simple methods are my favorite because you can build around them so much. And this is one of those effects. So I highly recommend it, 9 on 10 from me. If you have any additional questions, leave them down below. If not, I'll see you all in my next reviews. Have a good one, and bye-bye.